Hello, happy Wednesday and welcome to my take on your Daily 5 for the 12th of August. My name is Julius de Kempenaer and I'm your host for today's show. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a senior analyst here at StockCharts.com and the creator of relative rotation graphs, or RRGs as they are commonly referred to. You can find my contributions in the RRG blog on the site. When you would like to be kept in the loop on everything that has to do with sector rotation and relative strength, please do not forget to subscribe. Also, every Tuesday I host Sector Spotlight on StockCharts TV from 10:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Again, if anything related to sector rotation and relative strength has your interest, please tune in live or watch the replays on the StockCharts YouTube channel. I do like the interaction with viewers and readers, so if you have anything to say, please do so in the comment section below. But for now, let's start with what we are here for, and that is looking at some interesting charts. This time I want to have like 10 seconds of theoretical background, and that I was actually inspired by a discussion that went on in a chat box that I follow, and someone was mentioning the Dow Theory and the fact that it had just as in yesterday, the 10th of August, the Dow Jones Industrials closed above its recent swing high, and with that it was confirming the transportation index that had already done that. Now on the screen here you see a few excerpts from the StockCharts ChartSchool section, which is a treasure trove of technical analysis information. So I encourage you, if you want to read up on the Dow Theory, please go to the ChartSchool. The reason I've got this here is because what I want to show you is how averages confirm. And in the original Dow Theory was the railroads that has been brought to transportations and industrials, and we can have a long discussion whether it's feasible or not, but the theory is still out there, and according to a lot of people, and I'm one of them, it still holds value. So I want to bring up the chart of the Dow Jones Transportation Average, and as you can see, that swing high here, so we had this low, we got this high, and then we got a low here, and we penetrated that high at the start of August. That basically set off an uptrend in the transportation index. And what we saw this week is that the Dow Jones Industrials, and you see this is where the transportations broke out, and this is where industrials is doing it. And when those indices or indexes are confirming each other, according to the Dow Theory, that's a strong sign. So basically the Dow Theory now confirms that the equity market is in an uptrend, and here are both indexes overlaid, and you can see the similarity. Now, no wonder that I will be using relative rotation graphs to pick a few interesting stocks, and what better universe to pick than the Dow 30 industrial stocks, which is a predefined group on the RRG page. This is the all-over RRG that holds all these stocks, and there are a few tails that are interesting enough, but I wanted to zoom in and pick a few of the tails that I think, in combination with their charts and the daily and weekly rotations, are worth having a look at. Now, here's Apple. Look at that long tail, very, very interesting. We're going to look at the chart later on. The second one that I picked out is Nike, because it's almost crossing over into leading and making a nice rotation through improving. I think that's an interesting chart to keep an eye on. And then the next one is UNH, UnitedHealth, which has a very short tail compared to the others, but is pushing into the leading quadrant, which makes it an interesting tail. And then finally there is Visa, Visa, which rotated through improving and now back into lagging, basically sending a negative signal. And if we go to the individual charts, let's start with Visa. we see that that range is there and we're pushing against the upper boundary of that range. And even if we break that, that would be a positive, but there is a lot of overhead resistance waiting. But what's making me a little bit more cautious is the trend in relative strength, and that's what we saw on the RRG. That is still pointing lower, and both RRGs are below the 100 level, pointing further in a southwestern direction. So I would avoid Visa in the days or weeks to come. The next chart is for Apple. You cannot look at an RRG for the Dow or the S&P or the tech without looking at that tail of Apple. And agreed, it is extended, but I did write an article about Apple not too long ago in a Don't Ignore This Chart because of this little pennant that happened last week on Thursday, and it was confirmed with this break. In all honesty, I had expected this to move a little bit faster and a little bit further. Maybe we are now consolidating in another sort of pennant, but nevertheless, this break and this trend is super strong. So Apple is definitely a stock that just needs your attention, whether you're in it or not. Apple deserves your attention. Then we have Nike. We saw the rotation through weakening going into leading, and that is confirmed by a very nice breakout in the price chart to new all-time highs. We saw this triangle here where we broke out about a week ago. That was a strong sign already, and we are now breaking above this horizontal barrier. That's confirming that breakout. That's another piece of strength, and now we got relative strength starting to bottom out and completing some sort of a double bottom, which reverses this downtrend in relative strength that is confirmed by the RRG lines. So we're almost into the leading quadrant, and that makes Nike an interesting stock for the next couple of days, maybe even weeks, if we can hold up above this breakout level. And then finally there is UNH, and that is breaking out to new highs above horizontal resistance on the way to a further rally. You can see this as an ascending triangle that's been broken, and what's even better and confirming is that this downtrend in relative strength has been broken upwardly, and UNH is almost back into the leading quadrant, making it one of the more interesting stocks inside the Dow Industrials universe. And that concludes your Daily 5. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you did, you know what to do. And for now, please stay safe and be careful with your investments. See you soon.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're going to bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.